What's up, people? Jean Carlos here at Total Body Training, where I help you get lean, gain muscle, and build confidence. And this is Fit Tips episode number 19. And today's Fit Tip is how to deal with haters of your fitness goals. Anytime that you decide to change something about yourself, people are gonna have something to say about it. And it's not always going to be the most kind or polite stuff. So a lot of times it's gonna come in the form of hate. People are gonna have something negative to say about the changes that you are trying to undergo or the changes that they're seeing in you. Or at least that's been the experience that I had when I started changing my life, and definitely the experience of many of my clients here at Total Body Training. What we're gonna talk about is how you should feel about that first, how you should feel about the hate that's coming your way and those haters, and then I'm gonna give you 3 tips for dealing with haters. How should you feel about your haters and the hate that's coming your way? Well, for starters, whenever people start to dislike what you're doing or start to hate your changes, it means that they can see that you are becoming a better version of yourself. And it's really a sign that you're on the road to success. So take it as that. Take it as a sign that you're doing something well, because people are obviously seeing that you're changing, or at the very least that you're committed to changing. And secondly, you should also, in a sense, feel a little bit of a sense of pity for those people, because here's what's really happening. Whenever people see that you're changing, it reminds them of their own inability to change things about them that they don't like. So most people are very insecure, and they're getting that reminder that they never were able to achieve a fitness goal, or that they would like to achieve some kind of personal goal but aren't able to stick to it. And you're reminding them that they aren't able to do that. So they start to project their own problems or experiences in the form of negative talk towards you and what you're doing. So first, take it as a sign that you're on success, and really, it sounds kind of ugly, but whatever. Just pity them a little bit, because, they weren't able to do what you're doing, and you're doing awesome by sticking to it. How do we actually treat haters? Here are 3 tips that I think will help you with dealing with haters. And my first tip is ignore them. A lot of times haters are going to come at you with very small remarks. They'll say things like, when they see that you're dieting or you're going to work out, I feel bad for you that you have to do all that work. Or they'll say things like, it must be so hard to follow that diet. I like to have fun. I don't like to follow diets. Diets are for boring people. Little things like that, just like sly, annoying comments like, that really are an aim to try to put you down and elevate themselves. But the way that I recommend that you ignore them is by first sort of standing up for yourself and saying something along the lines of, well, actually, I'm pretty good. I'm enjoying what I'm doing. And that's it. Don't say anything else. Don't give in. Don't say that it's tough. Don't say anything like that. Don't try to justify what you're doing. You don't need to justify it. It's your personal goal. Just say that you're good and that you're enjoying what you're doing, and hopefully they'll stop. And if they continue or persist to pick at you, just ignore them, and hopefully they'll catch the hint if they're not too dense. Tip number 3, distance yourself from the person. Let's say you have a friend or a family member or relative who just keeps bothering you about your goals, and they didn't catch the first 2, when you ignored them or when you tried to tell them to stop, and they keep pushing you and hating on what you're doing. Just spend less time around the person. I know it doesn't sound pretty, but you don't need to tolerate someone not tolerating or supporting what you're doing. And that can be very discouraging and can even make you want to stop in following what it is that you actually want for your life. And you might get off track. So instead of trying to work around them or trying to be around them, just put a little bit of distance between yourself and the person. If they call and try to hang out with you, just hang out with them less. And maybe they'll catch the hint that you are feeling a little bit like you don't want this negativity in your life. And they might even ask you why you're spending less time with them. And you can tell them, hey, I told you to respect what I was doing and you didn't, so now I'm spending less time with you. And sometimes that will set off a trigger in that person's head for actual change. Now, I know to actually change and stop nagging you about what you're doing, because they could be like, wow, this is something that you're actually taking seriously. Maybe I should respect it, or at the very least just not say anything when it comes up. I know that what I'm suggesting here is kind of tough, because a lot of times your haters are close friends or family members and people like that. But here's the thing. If someone's not on board with you and what you're doing, then what are they to you really? You know, how close are they to you really if they're not really respecting who you are or where you're going? Maybe you have grown up more than they have if they're continuing to perpetually put down what you're doing. And you know, by distancing yourself, you might be helping them to actually grow up a little bit and actually try to be on the same page as you. You actually might make them actually think about their behavior and how it makes other people feel. And that right there is transformative. If you have the opportunity to do that, ignoring someone or distancing yourself from someone can actually help them transform into being a better person, and maybe they can start to imitate your blueprint for success. Maybe they can start to look at the things that you're doing, and they can start to admire you for your goals. And you know, the fact that you're starting to see changes in your life and in your body and in your fitness goals. All right, people, thanks for tuning into this video today. Question of the day. Have you dealt with haters in the past, and what did you do to deal with them? Did you follow any of the tips that I have here, or did you have some other kinds of tricks that you used? If so, please share those comments down in the comments section. You never know who you might inspire down there. And feel free to share this video with someone who needs the kind of help to avoid haters, or maybe share it with a hater in your own personal life, and maybe they'll get the hint. But anyways, people, I will see you in the next Fit Tips video. Until next time, peace.